So hi everyone, I'm Liam. So welcome back to my channel. Um, today's I'm going to continue Shadows with uh, a postcard uh, talk about diverse devastating natural disaster. But before I start, I want to say something that you know I just viewed. An app named Azaz. Um, this app it help people all around the world uh, can connect with uh, each others. They can talk about. You can make friends. You can talk to people on Azaz. So I go to Azaz. I want to find some foreigners and talk and speak English with those people. But I think my brains do not respond good enough to those questions, like how I use, and I don't really knows. My brain react very slow with those questions, and I need to translate from English to from Vietnamese to English, and that take a lot of time to translate uh, on my mind. So yeah, uh, but I but I think the good thing is I very confident to talk to people. Uh, I'm not scared. I I don't scared of talking to people. I don't scared to. Uh, I don't scared of making a mistake. Yeah. I believe the more I practice, the better I get. So yeah. Uh, for now, let me update a little bit about my progress. For 1 year's recording videos and speaking English on my YouTube channels. Yesterday I post uh, the the speaking videos dates 54 and today's is a 50 today is a 50s 55 days. Yeah. Maybe I think I need to go to English speaking club to practice more about uh, to improve my my to reduce the time I translate the English to uh, Vietnamese to English. Yeah, and now let's start with uh, the second story in the postcard. Talk about devastating natural disaster. Okay.
As if you Okay, now let's talk about Typhoon Yagi.
And now we will talk about Typhoon Yagi. Okay. So, as many of you may know,
Typhoon
Typhoon
Yagi
Yagi
was
was
one of the worst storms of 2024.
2024.
This storm
started near
an
an
island
island called
Palau
Palau on
August
August
31st,
31st,
2024.
2024.
And Palau
Palau
is around 2,200 kilometers from Vietnam. When this
When the
storm started, it was, of course, just a small storm. But as it went over warm ocean waters, it started to become more powerful to the point where
whereas
it became what they call a super typhoon. And at this point, it had winds blowing at around 260 kilometers per hour. And that's really fast. So you may have heard
a few different words like typhoon, hurricane, and cyclone.
All
All
of these words are essentially the same thing.
The same things.
That's
all big spinning storms.
But
But the difference between them is just where they happen.
So for example,
the typhoon normally happens around Asia,
whereas
a hurricane happens in
around
North America,
and
and
a cyclone happens near Australia.
The only difference is where they are,
but they're all the same thing, just
big spinning storms that form
over
over warm ocean water.
Okay,
Okay,
so back to Typhoon Yagi. After it left Palau, it first hit the Philippines. And in the Philippines, it caused a lot of flooding. And then after it passed the Philippines, it hit China, where it destroyed a ton of buildings because of the really strong winds. And then after that, it started to make its way towards Vietnam. And the day that it hit Vietnam was on September 7th. This storm was crazy because it had the fastest winds ever recorded on land in Vietnam. Now, luckily, before the storm came, Vietnam was able to evacuate a lot of people from the northern coastal areas. Specifically, they evacuated around 50,000 people. And when this storm hit Vietnam, it caused a lot of damage. Not only because of the strong winds, but there was a lot of heavy rain as well. This heavy rain caused a lot of landslides. And as the word sounds, a landslide is when dirt and rocks slides down a hill or a mountain because of the heavy rain. And obviously, this disaster can be very dangerous. There was also a lot of flooding, and there were maybe power outages in many different areas. A power outage is when you lose electricity. You lose power somewhere. There was also over 100,000 trees that was knocked down from the strong winds. I don't know if you guys live in the north in Vietnam, but I remember going outside after the storm and just seeing trees everywhere. Like the whole street, every street looked completely different because there used to be only trees there, and suddenly they were just gone. To me, it was really surreal experience to go outside and just see trees literally going across the street. But the great thing is that many people were able to help to clean it up and to get them away. So apart from the trees, there was also around 280,000 hectares
hectares
of crops that were
that was damaged.
And crops,
The crops
are
plants
plants that you can grow
grow
to eat, like
rice,
for
for example.
As I
As I mentioned before, there was
a
a
ton
ton
of
rescue
efforts. There
There was
volunteers, local authorities, rescue teams, and the People's Army of Vietnam. Everybody basically came together to help clean things up and to help rescue people who may have been trapped by the landslides and the debris from the storm. And that's one thing that I think that's amazing about Vietnam is the sense of community,
right?
Like
Something like this happened,
and the
and the
people
get together
to help
each other.
And
yeah, I think that's one of the really fantastic things about Vietnam,
is that
the sense of communities. So as for the aftermath of the storm, it was one of the most expensive storm in Vietnam's history. The damage was around 83 trillion Vietnamese dong, which is US dollar is about $3.45 billion US dollar.
Countries
Also sent
aid
to help Vietnam.
The US
sent around $1 million,
and Australia sent
about $2 million.
So
all these things help, of course.
All in all, it
was a really
devastating storm. And to this day,
people in areas are still rebuilding their homes and
the areas that they live in that were destroyed by the storm. Now, as for a personal story for you guys about the storm, I live in Hanoi, so that was definitely the first and the worst storm I ever experienced. In Canada, we had an ice storm, which is really bad ice storm. Like there was a lot of snow, and there was power outages. Even my house, we lost power, and there was ice everywhere. Trees fell down, and all that stuff. But I was 6 years old, so I didn't really care. Right? To me, it's storm. Okay, I can stay inside and play with my Lego or something like that. But this was the worst storm I ever experienced. I just stayed in my apartment and kept all the doors shut and just waited for it to end. I feel really lucky that my whole area, no one around me got hurt or anything. Nothing was damaged too much. But it was quite a crazy storm. So yeah, guys. Normally I like to make. So that's all today. So I think I not stop learning English today. So after this videos, I will continue, learning vocabulary, readings, articles in English, and try to improve myself every day. So thank you everyone. If you like this video, please hit the likes and subscribe buttons. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.